Hello, welcome to the daily 12 at 12 questions here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm here every day at 12 or as soon as close after 12 as I can get here. I get everything up and going. Here at 12 every single day of the year, weekends, weekdays, holidays, birthdays, everything. I'm always here. I am your bad penny. I always show up. So thank you for being here. I am here to take your 12 questions right here, very analog. Write them in my notebook here. And all you have to do is put your questions in the chat in all caps. If you're talking to me, put things in all caps in the chat. Other than that, please just type normally. People have whole conversations and are really supportive and kind to each other. And thank you for that. 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And right after this, when I'm done, I go down into the description box, and the first pinned comment, I type in all the questions from today. I timestamp everything. So if you're watching this on replay, you can just go down and click on the numbers and go straight to what you're interested in. So, because usually I spend the time at the beginning talking to people in the chat, getting your questions, and then I spend the rest of the time answering them. So, all right, here we are. So, I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to look for your questions. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything. Okay. All right. Okay, Holly has some news. The World Health Organization and the International Labor Organization find that working more than 55 hours a week can lead to higher risk of strokes and heart disease. Now, I believe it. I believe it. Okay. Let's see here. Looking for anything in all caps. Okay, Sheila R. Will the Republican Party ever oust their Trump cult within them? Well, we know the MAGA people are still going to be around, but that's okay. Well, let's have a look here. Will Republican Party ever oust their Trump cult within? And I was going to look more on the the side of the politicians themselves, if that's okay. So, because we know the MAGA cult out there is. All right, so thank you, Sheila. All right, so that's question number 1. I've got 11 more slots. Let's do this. Uh-oh, Steve says, saw my first cicada shells. Billions to come. Well, I hope you don't see billions. Okay. Vicky, hi. Do you have any suggestions for a good astrology website for beginners? Honestly, I have found that a lot of people, believe it or not, start out at somewhere like astrotheme.com. I'm writing this down so I can show you. Theme.com. Let me see if I can get that. Astrotheme.com. Okay, that website. And what it is one of the big ways people learn astrology is by just following what they're interested in. Do you have a favorite actor? Do you have a favorite musician? Are you a history buff? Are there certain historical figures you're interested in? Because they have this huge database of I think it's at least 60,000 people and events now, and you can go in there and start out with a lot of people I know start out in the compare. There's a comparison where you can put in someone in their database. You can either put two people from their database in, or you can you can create a free account and put your own information in. And you don't have to put your full name or anything. You just put your an initial or whatever, and have your own. And so you can compare the two, and it will actually give you a rating, a percentage rating of compatibility. Would you work well with this person? Would you, what have you? But it's interesting to go in and put in, Trump and Ivanka. It's like creepy how it's like at 100%. You put in like Trump and Eric, and it's at like 50%. You put in Trump and Junior, and it's at like 45%. You're like, really? Trump's actually more compatible with Eric than Trump? And Mary Trump has said Eric isn't actually the dumb one. Junior's the dumb one. And it's like, really? So, so I find a lot of people, they start there and then they want to know more. So they start looking at aspects, and they start saying, okay, well, or I really like this. I really want to learn about George Washington, or I really want to learn about Rachel Ray, or I want to learn about Selena Gomez, or I want to learn about. And so they get that chart from the database, and they start actually just like Googling, and then you find different websites. So there are there are books you can get that have a kind of encyclopedic knowledge. Maybe you want to do that, but a lot of people I know, they can just kind of scroll around on their phone or click on their computer, and they just find something. They just follow the dopamine, follow what you're interested in, and then learning more, finding out more about that. So it may not be as structured as learning, but I find that people tend to stick with that longer because they're just following their own interests and their own dopamine, and it's not a lot of rote memorization. You can between astrotheme.com, cafeastrology.com, you can learn a lot just being what you're interested in. Cafe Astrology will have a lot of explanations for things too. Once you get more into it, you would go to astro.com, which you can create their extended chart selection. So you can start creating different kinds of charts. And you can just start learning so much, like, get deeper insight into all these different people or countries or so follow the dopamine. That is what I would recommend. If you don't want to go a very structured route, follow the dopamine. That's what I would say. So anyway, all right. That was probably more than you wanted, but I hope it helped. Okay, Vicki. All right, John, how big is the problem of Trump loyalists in the FBI and DOJ? Ooh, okay. How big is the problem of Trump loyalists in FBI and DOJ? Okay, we will look at that. We number 2. Thank you, John. Okay, and looking. Barbara saying, happy Monday, everybody. Excellent. Al, the Supreme Court is going to hear the Mississippi abortion case. How will it go? Oh, jeez. Also, for those who are new here, if I roll my eyes, if I read your questions or your comments and I'm rolling my eyes or sounding really annoyed or whatever, it is not at you. It is at these people. Anyway, SCOTUS, they have been, the Supreme Court has spent the last 8 months deciding if they're going to take this case. And it's like, really? Here, it's going to be next term. Okay, that'll be number 3. Yay. No, but these are the things we're here to look at. Okay, thank you, Al. Okay, it's the hair. Quit it. Go away. Okay. Sherry, will Ron DeSantis and Roger Stone be implicated in the Greenberg Gaetz scandal? Ooh, will DeSantis and Roger Stone implicated in the Greenberg Gaetz scandal? All right, that'll be a double reading, and we shall do it. It will be number 4. Thank you, Sherry. Okay. Holly saying the news child cash benefit will begin hitting millions of parents' bank accounts on July 15th. That should help. Good. They're hungry kids. That makes me crazy. Okay. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, thank you, Mims. Oh. Steve is saying, FYI, our bingo hall officially went maskless for the vaccinated, but 2/3 kept them on. Good. There are some people who can't get vaccinated. It isn't that they don't want to. They can't, for health reasons or whatnot. So, okay. Paula. Oh, I do love autocorrect, don't you? Cy Vance instead of Cy Vance. Your phone said, or your computer said, you meant Sky, right? Cy Vance, yes. I've been thinking about him. So we definitely need to read on him. Cy Vance and others in that type of role getting threatened. Oh, okay. What getting threatened, and I want to read on him in kind of moving things along. Please. Moving things along. TikTok. Who was it? Oh, what is her name? The one with the fantastic pins. Watergate lawyer. Why can I not think of her name? She's amazing. She's wonderful. Wine. She's got wine in her name somewhere. Anyway, she was saying that she has talked to Cy Vance, or she interviewed Cy Vance for something, and Cy Vance is going to make a decision about Trump before the end of the year, before his term ends at the end of the year. It's like, excuse? It's mid-May? What do you mean, end of the year? So, yeah, I want to look at that. Okay. Thank you, Wondering Eyes. And thank you, Paula. We'll look at that. Electra, will the people of Israel who want peace rise up against Netanyahu and get him to stop? Okay. Will people of peace rise against Netanyahu? Okay, that'll be number 7. Thank you. Thank you. Rachel has to make lunch. Okay. Desert Dawn. I like that. Will Roger Stone ever get his just desserts? Will Roger Stone ever get? Alrighty, we'll look at that. That would be number 8. Thank you, Desert Dawn. I like your name. Okay, let's see. Oh, Pamela, you were again asking about Angelica Hamilton. Okay, Angelica Hamilton. I've got her down, so you just let me, I'm going to do just a very, very general reading unless you ask something specific about her. Brother of Philip. Okay, I've got that down. Thank you, Pamela. All right. Oh, no worries, Sheila. I'm so grateful you guys are here. Thank you, Mims. Thank you, Sheila R. Tuxedo Cat. Autumn, show me the nails, please. Those are kind of fun. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing and trying to get here, so just coming down from the adrenaline. Autumn, very cool effect when your sleeve goes behind the border. Yeah, I do like this kind of stuff. I love that. Thank you, John. Okay. Oh, Kay Nelson, hit the like button and subscribe. Yes, please. Thank you. Tony, will the illness spike in the foreseeable future in the nation? Oh, remember how awful the cards were about the illness back when? These are good cards. We are a comparatively wealthy nation, and that's given us strength. Vaccinations have helped make up for a lot of the failings of our health system in general and the extreme inequality. So I think we're going to be okay. Just writing this down. Oh. So we're far past the worst of the worst, and when Giuliani was going on TV every day and all this kind of stuff. So things are getting better. Things are getting better, and people are not getting as sick. You can still, if you're vaccinated, you can still get the illness. You're just a lot less likely to end up in the hospital. You can still get sick. And here I am. It sounds like I don't care because I'm sitting here fixing my hair, but if we've been dealing with this for what, a year and a half now or something like that, and it's like things are better. We can take a breath. We can take a breath. Thank you, Tony. Okay. And Calibri Flyer, who might Greenberg implicate? I'm afraid I don't. I've been reading on this, and just day after day, it's been coming up. I can't get specific names, but we are going to look at DeSantis and Stone today, so we'll check them out. But if I think we looked at some point recently. Oh yeah, was on Saturday. We looked at, is Trump involved with this whole mess? So that was at 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 30 seconds in on Saturday. So we're just doing it bit by bit. I hope that helps. Okay. Gary SCOTUS. Gail, Jean Carroll, Mary Trump is giving her DNA. What will happen? Really? Carol? Giving her DNA. Oh, I shall look forward to that. Well, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, number 10. Thank you, Gail. Rita, Cy Vance has said he hopes to finish the Trump investigation by 2022. Yeah, that's why I want to read on this. Cy, what are you doing? Anyway, Pamela, Angelica Hamilton, Philip Hamilton's younger sister, pretty pleased. Oh yeah, I've got it down. I've got it down. Just let me know what you want to know specifically. All right. Linda's asking about Steve Bannon. What secrets does he know he might share? I'm getting an empty room feeling. We should look at that in the future. It doesn't. It's. I don't think I can add much to it today. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I'm here every single day, and sometimes I just get this empty room feeling, and it means we'll wait for a different day. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. It's never anything personal. Okay. Susan, how does Marjorie Troll Greene, how does her family feel about her antics? Okay. How does M. Troll Greene family feel about her antics? What does Google say about this? Because the Google machine will have partial answer to that, but I'll have a look. And I think that's actually that might do it for me for today. Thank you, Susan. All right, I'm just having, thank you, Linda. Jill Winebanks, thank you. Oh my gosh. Why was my brain just emptying out on that? Yes, Jill Winebanks. Okay, thank you. You guys are so kind to me. Thank you. All right. All right. Katie's asking, have any of you that got your second vax had a hard time with getting your energies balanced again? Oh, goodness. I don't know. Hello, Kathy Anderson. The kitty needed her, so she was. Well, you weren't late. Okay. All right. I've got all my questions for today, but I'm back tomorrow, and the day after that, 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 and the day after that. You can't get rid of me. As much as you try, you can't get rid of me. All right, so I'm going to start here. So let me see if we can get through this. Ian is saying, if anybody wants to know, Mary Trump's DNA will be 98.4% of 45s. Note, Mary Trump's DNA will be 98.4% 8.4% of 45. Thank you. Made a note of that. All right. Okay. Wednesday, I'm hoping, after this, I'm hoping to get my second shot. We'll have to see. I still can't get an appointment, but I'm going back to in the city. They're having another big thing. And last time when I walked in, they were accepting walk-ins because they were very efficient. And I'm just gonna show up and say, "It's still accepting walk-ins." And if they're not, I'll just have to start calling around to sort something out. But hopefully, I'm hoping after this, after my live stream on Wednesday, I'll be able to get the second shot. My oldest sister, she said she got Pfizer as well, and she was okay. The first shot, I felt like I was coming down with something, but by that evening or by the next day, I was okay. But I hear the second one's worse, so we'll see. Some people are saying, it's fine. Cat Shepherd, I went over to Astro Theme and got lost for a bit. Well, go down the left. Well, I understand. You can search for celebrities or events. On the left-hand column, there's a search function. You can type something in. There are there's a scrolling thing that shows like the biggest people looked at the most currently. You can click on any one of those pictures, and also down the left-hand column, there's like compatibility, between stars or whatever. I forget what they're currently calling it, but. Pamela, so hey, did not make a follow-up appointment when you got your first shot. By the time I clicked on the link, because I wasn't allowed to make one until after I got the first one, there hasn't been anything available. I don't know. Oh well. All right. All right. 27:30. All right. Will the Republican Party ever oust the Trump cult within? And I'm specifically, looking for the people in power within the Republican Party, the politicians, the biggest donors, the people with real. With real power, will they ever oust the Trump cult within? Please. It would smell better in here if you got rid of them. It's not feeling good. Yeah. The problem they're having is demographic. Their problem is demographic, that younger people are, from that ultra right-wing perspective, too many younger people are more progressive, and it's not just a phase that they're growing out of. And so the Republicans are afraid if they anger their base, they're really sunk. But they can't figure out a way to hold on to that far right base and bring in new people, because they have to be so extreme to keep the far right base. It doesn't feel good. Decisions. Yeah, and they're making legal decisions that, and things like McConnell, just the sheer unfairness of, he stole a Supreme Court seat. I mean, we can have differences in our opinions and how things should go, and if one party has power, we went through 4 years of Trump, and it was terrifying, but we got through it. We got through it together. If they were willing to be fair, but stealing a Supreme Court seat and then rushing through your own person weeks before an election, it's just that whole thing is just a lie. The whole thing's a lie, and that's so I got too much lipstick this morning. It seems to be migrating. It's things like that. You don't. I've read a lot. I have read a lot in my life. And one of the things about teenagers who are going to be the new, your new voters, is they're very hardwired. If you want to convince, well, psychologists are saying if you want to convince some teenagers of things, you appeal to their sense of that the big companies are trying to manipulate them, or unfairness and this kind of thing. How are you going to act in a way that's so blatantly, screamingly unfair and win over these younger voters who are just starting to vote? It doesn't. Mitch McConnell thinks he's just done these great things. He just helped bury his own party. But will they get rid of these idiots? It's a burden. It is the Trump stuff is the burden that they're going to have to carry. And people want more moderate views, and we're in a crisis, and they want help from the government. So, and they just see the Republicans. This is insult to injury. You were useless. There are so many people with members of their own family who are no longer with us because this horrible pandemic spread further than it should have because of the idiocy, stupidity, arrogance, cruelty, megalomania, narcissism of our former president. So no, we don't want you in office. But will the Republicans be able to get rid of them? They're going down with the ship. And every time I read on this, I get Dido's white flag. I will go down with the ship. I won't put my hands up and surrender. There will be no white flag above my door. I don't know if they're in love, but they're just, I will go down with the ship. And we're going to watch them because this is us. This is America. This is people just trying to get on with their day and work with government. And then this is just the mess. This is their own black hole that they've created. And it was as soon as Trump was winning the primaries, and you had all of those people like Lindsey Graham who were like, Trump's evil and stupid and wrong, and then suddenly, oh, he's just lovely, isn't he? And then just sucked up to him for 4 years. As soon as you get that going, you're I think one of those people who now sucks up to Trump said something at the time about if we go with Trump, it'll bury our party for years and years. It's like, yeah. All right. So speaking of such things, 35. All right. How big is the problem of Trump loyalists? Let me shuffle here. In DOJ and the FBI. Electra saying Lindsey Graham said that. Okay. Thank you. Okay. How big is the problem of Trump loyalists? FBI and DOJ. No, alphabetically. DOJ, FBI. Okay. How much of a problem are Trump loyalists? DOJ. There's a new sheriff in town at the DOJ. Ooh. And then the FBI. How big of a problem are Trump loyalists at the FBI? A lot of them are being asked to leave. Positions being filled where this person was filling that position, they're leaving. Actually, they're being asked to leave. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oof. Okay. I have too many cards. Well, let's see what we've got. Oh, no, I don't, because I've split it up. I see where I'm. Sorry. That rattled my brain. Goes down a little. Move that over. There we go. Yeah, Mims. New OJ with Merrick Rock in it. Yep. All right. So we're starting with the DOJ. How much of a problem are the Trump loyalists? It's starting with people who feel safer under Merrick Garland to just follow the law. Just follow the law. And if it implicates Trump and his ilk, if, scraping the bottom, if it's further scraping the bottom of that barrel, so be it. It's because if this was if it started here and then was here and there, I'd say, uh-oh, they're in trouble. But it's the Republicans and all the stuff they've done, all the Trump stuff they've done, all the Trump stuff that leads to upset and ruin. This is the energy is going down, and that's the focus. That's what it feels like. So DOJ, good. FBI. How much of a problem are FBI loyalists? Trump loyalists. The Trump loyalists that were in there had a good position of power. It's weakening though. Is Chris Wray still head of the FBI? It's weakening. It's stronger than over at the DOJ, but it's weakening. But it was a party for a while. Yay. All right. The good news is it's weakening, so we don't have to worry. All right. So going to the Supreme Court. Well, this isn't frustrating or infuriating at all. I don't generally like reading on this kind of stuff, but sure. Supreme Court. Okay, apparently here's the thing. I'm trying to reach out for the energy here. Apparently here's the thing. There were a flurry of anti-abortion cases across the country under Trump. They've been trying, now that there's a conservative majority on the Supreme Court, they've been trying to get those cases up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has taken the last 8 months to decide whether or not to take on this Mississippi case. If this is the one I'm thinking about, it would make abortion illegal with a very few exceptions after 15 weeks or something. Be careful what you wish for, because the energy, I was reaching out for this energy, like, okay, just brace myself for this stupidity and cruelty, which is what this is, to I'll just stop here, because I will go on a rant against these narrow-minded people, cruel people. Oh, we must save the, but if they starve once they're born, who cares? There's no 100% effective form of birth control, and the vast majority of women who have abortions already have children. They're afraid they won't be able to feed, clothe another one. But no food stamps, no. I do not like, I do not agree with the Pope Francis, but at least it's consistent. It's logically consistent. It's like, he doesn't want there to be abortion, but he does not want anyone to starve. He wants people taken care of. He wants people to be born. He wants give to the poor. Anyway, I will step down off of my soapbox, because this makes me very angry. Anyway, this Mississippi case, Supreme Court. And what I was saying was, be careful what you wish for, because if this really, I reached out for the energy, and I was like, all right, just brace for this stupidity. And immediately I got, boom, pushback of, oh, you want to go ultra conservative on the court? Let's bring that thing back up about Biden adding justices to the court then. Mitch McConnell, you want to be unfair? We'll even things out. Shoot themselves in the foot. Catherine, it has nothing to do with children. It's all about power over women. Desrat, Autumn steps off her dishwashing powder box. Yes, it's not a huge box. It's just a little one. How's this going to go? People are really worried. Star. Hanged Man. Six of Cups. Strength. 10 of Swords. I don't think it's going to go well for them. This is at the center of it. This is this idyllic. It's lovely. It's this ideal. Suspended. Taken to court. Goes to the Supreme Court. 10 of Swords. The Mississippi case. Will it be struck down? Will the case be struck down in the Supreme Court? All right, I'm hearing in my head, I'm hearing rational arguments, frustrating arguments, but rational arguments from the justices. Republicans think they've got this in the bag. Knight of Wands fighting for that far right agenda. Legal decision. Hem in women. Oh, but it's not just they're trying to, but this doesn't feel like the women they're trying to hem in. It feels like this person trying to make the legal decision gets hemmed. That's what it feels like. All right. Court, Mississippi case. Death card. Magician. Bad arguments. I really, for the, I think this is they're trying to, it's like, I'm being shown like from different angles. What I'm getting is this, the lawyer standing up saying this should happen, making really unworkable arguments, and it does not end well for them. So what I'm getting from, and this feel, oh, and gosh, I've got the tower right beneath it. Oh, and I've got the Queen of Swords beneath that. So law enforcement. What I'm getting, at least for now, I'm getting, this is not a good case. This is not a good case, and it's not going to go well for them. Now, so is is important, because this is like the last hurrah of the far right, because right now we're in a swing toward hello, Becca from House of Lenormand is here. I am honored. There's right now we're in a swing toward the rise of democratic power. And if nothing else, it's kind of, we're in a swing toward the rise of democratic power. Excuse me, because Pluto's about to go into Aquarius in a few years. Aquarius is Capricorn's about as far right leaning as you can get. It's one of the more conservative signs politically. Aquarius would be very, very liberal. You're going from one of the most conservative signs to one of the most liberal. And for Pluto to hit that liberal sign and start plowing its way through that and knocking down things that don't actually work, the things that aren't actually strong, you put the Democrats in power. You put the liberals in power so that Pluto can plow through that field. It's this rise has to do with it's teeing up for Pluto, which is immensely powerful. Thank you, Impish Artist. I appreciate that. All right, just last look. Is this kind of the last hurrah? The Republicans trying to be aggressive. They're trying to rush forward. They're trying to sneak and aggressively get their agenda in. But it's if this wasn't here, it would be, oh wow, rush it through, in power, get that done. But even starting right back here, you've got this Hermit. It's like I don't know. I watch too much Gray Still Plays. While I eat dinner, I watch Gray Still Plays. Don't judge me. When you're in some of these video games and you're driving, you can hit a speed stick, which is a thing across the road that will boost your speed. And then there are these stop sticks, which they won't blow your tires out, but they will slow you down. Speed. Get your agenda, make the Republicans happy. No, this is a major arcana, great big stop stick, slow stick. We're going to rush forward. Oh, no, you're not. This is going to be looked at carefully. There's going to be, no, you can't rush forward with all of this. We're going to try. But so this ends up much weaker than it would otherwise. That's what I'm getting. Frosty Bean, I love Gray Still Plays. Oh, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Frosty Bean. Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. So anyway. All right. Now we have a double reading at 50. 15. Will Ron DeSantis, Roger Stone be implicated in the G/G scandal, Greenberg Gaetz scandal? Uh-oh. J-Lo, Gaetz was not mentioned in court papers today, which is normal, and no charges yet. Okay, so Greenberg, did he mention anybody? Let's have a look at Ron DeSantis and Roger Stone. Ron DeSantis here, Roger Stone there. Are you going to be implicated in the Greenberg Gaetz scandal? Ron DeSantis. I'm not sure about DeSantis. Stone, sort of, not really. Stone. I'll just put. I'm just going to have to be. Alexandra, no names yet, which is expected. They don't want to tip hands. Okay. Donna, they aren't going to give them a heads up. Okay, thank you. Roger Stone has his own, how do I put this, interests. Let's put it that way. And it's not what Greenberg and Gaetz were doing. But anyway, we're starting with this. This is for the reading. Oh yeah, these guys, they think they are untouchable. So they prey on women. That's what this is. And reading on the energy of what was done to those women. These Greenberg, Gaetz, whatnot, entertainment only, but reading on the energy, these guys are monsters. They're predators. So DeSantis has a lot to lose. I'm getting here DeSantis under pressure to protect Gaetz, to mitigate damages. He's in a position of power. He has some power, but he's sleepless nights trying to. It's like if he doesn't help, if he doesn't get in the way of this, if he doesn't act, he's going to be in trouble. For some, it doesn't feel like it's him though. But so there's a plan to try to protect. I don't quite understand. I don't like DeSantis. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not getting the energy. Has there been talk that maybe he was involved in something like this? Because I'm not getting that from his energy. I'm getting all kinds of disgusting, awful things in his energy, but not necessarily this. It's a refusal. Want to partake? I got stuff to do. Donna, this is federal. DeSantis extradite Gaetz. Things like that. Trying to get in the way. Judgment. It feels political. It feels very, very political. And like what Gaetz was doing. But I don't even know. I wouldn't think that Gaetz's father would have that much power, but it feels like DeSantis is feeling like sweating, like really stressed about having to protect, having to save young Gaetz. and not being sure he can do that, and it's really worrying to him for some reason, which doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, now we're looking at Stone. Was Stone involved in was he involved in the Greenberg Gaetz scandal? He has different tastes. That's what I'm getting. He may have witnessed some stuff. He may have facilitated some meetings. Maybe not even that. But he's like in a, because I try to keep this, for various reasons, I try to keep this channel as clean as possible. Partially so I don't get demonetized, but partially it's just it keeps the energy a little bit, a tiny bit higher, considering we're down in the muck. So let's say a hose that you would water your lawn with in the UK would be a hose pipe. Yeah, the green, usually green hose that you'd go and you'd water your plants with, you'd water the lawn. Okay, if you get some of that bent, you end up with a kink in the hose. Yes. There are different kinks in Roger Stone's lawn equipment but he knows a lot that Al, how about Tums and a breath mint? Exactly. He knows. Yeah, actually, he knows some stuff about Trump, too. Hey. Stone has other problems. He knew about it, but he's just like, oh, okay, that party's going on, I'm going here. He has other issues, and he's going to have major legal problems. It doesn't mean he's innocent. It doesn't mean he's not going to have huge legal problems, but I'm not getting that either of them were involved in that party. Thank you, Desert Dawn. So okay, moving on. Okay, to someone who is I'm not pleased with either. Not as displeased as some of these other people, but only because these other people are preying on young defenseless. Anyway, Cy Vance. 2 questions about Cy Vance. For entertainment purposes only. Yes. Oh, Pamela, I'm with you. I really want to see public arrest, perp walk, and handcuffs. Accountability, please. Justice, please. Yeah. Cy Vance. Okay, first of all, we'll just ask, are you getting threatened in a way that is particularly worrying? Not just, are you getting threatened because people get threatened, but are you getting seriously threatened? Cy Vance. Are you getting seriously threatened? All the muscles in my shoulders just tightened up really hard. Ow, what is that? there's, even though Trump isn't president anymore, there's the energy is still a, if you shoot, is it if you shoot at the king, you best not miss, or something like that. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kathy Anderson, I'm with you. Anyway, Cy Vance, are you being threatened? Messages, death threats, death messages. Ding, death messages. Comes with the territory. You fight the big bad, you get death messages. It's absolutely, you can wallpaper. You just wallpaper with them. You print them out and just cover the walls. It's just there. Not much. Are any of the threats going to succeed? Doesn't feel like it. It feels like he's really protected. Does he have kids? Because if he has kids, that's who he's worried about. There's somebody else he's really worried about. Almost like, it's almost, I don't know why, I just got this weird mental image of like the ground floor on like a townhouse. But you can't see out the windows because the whole thing is like wrapped in batting, cotton wool, they call it in the UK. I don't know. No, there are a lot of sting operations to bring down people who would take down people who could get close. Oh, Holly has information. Cy Vance, June 14th. Oh, yeah. So, same birthday, just different year. Trump. Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, Scorpio Moon. Scorpio Moon, the natural detective of the zodiac. What's under this rock? What's under that rock? What's under here? What's under there? What's under that? Ruled by Pluto, god of the underworld. He's okay. He's okay. All right. Now, onto the thing about this that makes me crazy. 103.30. Okay, Cy Vance. Stay calm. Stay calm. Open up the energy. Open up the energy. Positive energy. And get out of my own frustration and anger. It's not helping. I'm trying to do a reading here. Okay. Cy Vance. Jill Wine-Banks was on MSNBC this morning. Oh, Cy Vance has 2 children. Thank you, Susan. Jill Wine-Banks was on MSNBC this morning and said that she interviewed Cy Vance for something, and he said that he's going to make a decision about whether or not to charge Trump by the end of the year. Excuse me? By the end of his term, which is at the end of the year. It is May 17th. What are you doing? And why? What, you have to calm down. Calm down, breathe. Anyway, are you moving things along legitimately? Because you've gone awfully easy on the Trumps before. All right, legal action, sword of truth. That would be taking, that's a card for the reading. It's taking legal action. Okay. They may have been friends in the past, but he's being watched very, very closely. There's so much theft. Legal decision that puts the Trump world on the defensive. He may have had connections or something in the past, or given Trump's children a sweeter deal or something. But this is a whole different. This is America watching huge implications, and theft is right at the center. Absolute theft. A lot of it petty. It just almost all of it completely unnecessary. Chris is asking, is he hoping the next person to take his job will do it instead? I don't like that these are minor arcana. I need to look at a picture of this guy and just stare at it for a second, which I know sounds creepy, but looking for a public photograph that I can. Cy Vance. Okay. Share screen. Okay, this is Cy Vance. Sorry, I'm over here. It's hard to see me, but I'm here. Hello. The energy I'm getting is not all bad. He's not Bill Barr. Thank you, me, myself, and I. Thank you. Appreciate that. Are you being far too delicate with the whole Trump thing? No, I heard no. I have to make it. I'm going to make it stick. I have to make it stick. Okay, aggressive law enforcement. All right, so he's actually working on it. And it's why he's leaving. Running again after going after Trump is they would just rake him over the coals. But that's aggressive law enforcement. Justice card for the reading. Aggressive law enforcement. I'm trying to get witnesses to flip. Trying to do the right thing. Partner with the right people. The communications would get ugly if he ran again. All right, I think he's doing the right thing. But this whole wait until the end is going to take until the end of the year. Hmm. 1/10/30. End of the year. J-Lo, he's got people working on this through numerous hours. If he makes one mistake, guess who walks free with his feathers fluttering like a peacock? Yeah, that's true. So, Cy Vance, is this going to be our Christmas present? Someone who has done this much criminality in his life. It takes you that long to... Oh, I've got some anger from him at like the IRS. He's angry. He has some anger at the IRS and things like that. That they should have caught the Trumps on this, on the tax malfeasance. I'm getting a Trump should already be in jail. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's what I'm getting. That's all I'm saying. Wants to send him up the river, like, but he's and this is minor arcana because it's like treating him like every other person. All right, I like that. I like that. Putting Trump world on the defensive, even though he was the president. Okay, legal decision about the theft and the insult to injury. Tarot isn't good with time, but this would be a clear but yellow sky. This would be storm. This would be late summer. That's late summer. That's fall. Really? Really? Another 3, 4, 5, 6 months of this? Really? And you can't you don't have any charges. You could just say, stop him from leaving the country. Kevin, hey, Kevin. Kevin saying, Cy not exactly working in the astral plane, more like the half astral plane. That was good. That was good. TikTok. All right. All right. I'm feeling a little better about this. It's an injury. Judgment will come down. Stress and there's so much paperwork. There's so much to take in there. I'm getting taxes. There's something about the taxes. I don't know. I wouldn't think that would fall under his purview, but Weisselberg, there's so much. It's like September for this guy. It's not quite yet fall, but I'm getting early fall because there's just so much to go through. All right. All right. Okay. 1:15:30. Will Roger Stone ever get his just desserts? I Alexander saying, not sure how accurate this is, but I heard this morning Cy doesn't like prosecuting politicians. Yeah, but didn't he hire some prosecutors for his team who they're good at that? Linda's saying, don't blame Vance for the fact that we want speedy charges. I'm going to slightly disagree. I understand what you're saying, but I'm also going to slightly disagree with you in the sense of speedy. Why? I don't know if it's up to Vance, but you cannot convince me. You cannot convince me that there was not a reason for Trump, that Trump wasn't arrested the day after the inauguration for being individual one in the Cohen case that sent him to jail, sent him to prison. And he was working for the benefit of individual one. You cannot convince me there is any good reason why Trump was not arrested as soon as he left office. So that's why I have trouble. That's why Cy Vance is giving me trust issues. Anyway. Oh boy. 117. 15. All right, Roger Stone. Will Roger Stone ever get what he deserves, really? Every time I read on this guy, every single time. Just histrionics. Well, he's done a lot for Trump. He's done a lot for Trump and Trump world. And he keeps getting himself into trouble because he's too easily bored. He lives at this fever pitch, and you can be creative and helpful and have a quiet life, but no, he keeps getting himself into trouble because he's kind of that kind of adrenaline junkie. Roger Stone. Well, this is much clearer air. He's small potatoes. They're going to offer him some kind of deal or what have you, but this is all working sort of over here. He was acting for Trump and the grossness that is these kinds of Trump causes. Cooperation agreement for America, but maybe he won't go through. He's refusing something. I saw this card and my brain said cooperation agreement, but that's wavering, humming, hawing. Oh, thank you, Harvette. Thank you. Just rat slime bag in the family stone. Yeah, Sheila R. He needs creepy all the time. He feels like a footnote. He feels very just small in a footnote, fading. Like a bug, like a dead bug, where you just like, okay, clean that up. Yeah, okay, he's going to be on the defensive for things he did for Trump world. Oh, yeah. Insult to injury, but the sort of truth is coming for him, and we will be happier. Yeah, he does have his just desserts coming, but he's not going to be the big. He feels very small in the grand scheme of things. He just likes to make himself look big. He's still a scumbag. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So, yeah. All right. Ha 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 ha. E. Jean Carroll. Been looking forward to this. 121:30. E. Jean Carroll. Excuse me. Apparently, from what you guys are saying, and gosh, I hope this is true, Mary Trump is donating her DNA to E. Jean Carroll for the case. And who was it? The lovely person who was kind enough to say that Mary Trump's DNA will be 98.4%. Will be 98.4% of Trump's, Donald Trump's. So, how will this go? Will this help the case? Jean Carroll. Bless you, Mary Trump. You're not a perfect person. Nobody is, but she's got some of that genetic ruthlessness. Oh, Ian saying, thanks for calling me lovely. Oh, Ian, you are lovely. Ew, that's what Trump's accused of doing. Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Fool, Page of Cups. Well, this is children, niece to this fool. And he kept saying, no, the case kept getting put off and cut down, plus all the damage that Trump did. But this is it rising back up. This is also the DNA. And this is, that's the genetics right there. Ta-da. Because she kept the coat. Didn't she? Genetics right there. It's a shame this isn't a criminal trial. It's just civil. Because to people on the right, this won't prove anything other than Trump was lying. Big deal. Al's saying familial DNA works. Oh, this looks like it will. Queen of Pentacles. He screwed over the wrong people. That's the position she was in. She thought she was helpless. But now things have changed and people are willing to help her move forward on her. Because she's challenging Trump too. And this is all Trump's fault. If he had been loyal to her, she'd be much more likely to be loyal to him. But he is heinous. And she is, why should she protect him? Okay. We'll have a look at Israel here. Okay, we're good. 1, 2530. Will people of peace in Israel rise against Netanyahu? Polly Wanda, perhaps Mary should change her last name to one less toxic, like Mary Mussolini or Mary Hitler. Gail saying there are others waiting for his DNA. Roxy Voltero, Mary Trump is going to win her case too. It seems like it. Yeah. All right. Will people of peace in Israel rise up against Netanyahu? Ow. Doesn't feel very hopeful. The world is definitely watching, and it actually feels like it isn't just me. It feels like the world's fed up with this too. King of Swords, aggressive military actions. I've got a full card. I've got a Two of Wands. I've got a Three of Swords. I've got a Knight of Pentacles. There may be certain people in certain parts of Israel who, their neighborhood's been heavily bombed or something, or there's been some heavy damage, I should say, to that. People with money say enough, but for the most part, just communicating Netanyahu, the idiot like Trump, look at the big military I have. And this is not to say, I'm not taking sides here. That's not what I'm reading on. Wait. J-Lo saying Netanyahu was indicted in court on corruption charges after dropping an immunity bid. Yeah, look how powerful I am. No, will people of peace in Israel rise up against Netanyahu? That's not what I'm getting. Sorry. If I read on the Palestinians, I'm sure I would have things to say about that too. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, 129. How does Marjorie Troll Greene's family feel about her antics? Her family isn't her family like there's a whole saga drama? Isn't there like a lot of drama in her family? Marjorie Taylor Greene's family. Well, I'm reading in general, so they're going to obviously be people with some different viewpoints. But the card for the reading, this is a card of she's very hard to deal with. She's very belligerent in general. And it's like she's taking her weapons, her swords, and going to Washington, D.C. It's like, oh, she's taking all that negativity somewhere else. Bon voyage. Because even if somebody agrees with her politically, she's hard to deal with. she's being embraced for now, but she's got family members warning her that tide can turn so quickly and is likely to turn so quickly, and she's going to be out in the cold. And she will be held responsible for things she's done. But right now, she's just basking in that energy. You know, of all people, do you know who just jumped into my head? Do you guys remember the movie Sid and Nancy? About Nancy Spungen, the girlfriend of Sid Vicious? Nancy and Sid Vicious from you gotta be kidding. Come on, brain. Really? Sex Pistols. I read her biography. I told you I read a lot. And she was a pill to deal with. So even if you wanted to be on her side, even if you, it was hard. Thank you, Roxy. Thank you, Renier. Yeah, she's just hard to deal with. And they can see her family, even people who agree with her or care about her, they're just like, they're going to turn on you. But it's nearly impossible to get her to calm down that belligerence. Her family can see writing on the wall. That's what I'm getting. She has 3 children. Okay. So if I, so I'm gonna finally getting around to reading on Angelica Hamilton, whose brother is Philip Hamilton. Is there something specific? Angelica Hamilton. Oh boy. Okay. Second child, eldest daughter of Elizabeth Schuler and Alexander Hamilton. A beautiful, sensitive, and lively girl, she was also a skilled dancer and piano player. She was close to her father during her early days. So, what am I looking for? Please. Sheila, or at least her family sees the disaster. Yes. All right, I'll just read. I'll just see what comes up. And Angelica Hamilton, daughter of Alexander. All right, she's still surprisingly intact for someone who's been gone for that long. Spiritually, not dissolving back into the higher self and the higher realms. See, I don't know her personal story, and I don't know what I'm looking at, so I'm just reading on whatever energy there is or whatever she wants to say. She lost her father, of course. But she she had this reputation. She, because of who her father was, she had this reputation for the family to maintain. Does that make sense? She is the only thing that's really jumping out at me is her energy is yes, I've been asked repeatedly to read on Angelica Hamilton, daughter of Alexander, and so what that says to me, the fact that she is still so intact as her own person, is would mean she's working. There's something she's working on that level. Pamela's saying she suffered a mental break after Philip. Has she found peace on the other side? Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. She's helping with her father's legacy. She's helping I'm seeing a big engine, like the engine of the country. Of course, it's not an actual engine, but that's a mental image giving. It's an enormous engine, but it's the engine of the country, and and she's helping with that energy because she is a part of this family, and she is remarkably intact. It's like I can see like like there's a sort of gold pen and like outlined her to keep all of herself perfectly strong and intact, so she could work on this without being distracted. Definitely getting lively. Sweet. Yeah. Nice person. Not thinking much about, gosh, people in the future, you guys could get better healthcare, or you get better education, women get better education, or no, she's very contained and just working to be a part of the legacy, to keep the engine of America, of the United States, going. That's it. That's all I'm getting. She's okay. Yeah, that's all I'm getting. Thank you. Thank you. And she did a see. Thank you. Very sweet. Yeah, that's all I've got. Is she with her mom and dad? Oh, excuse me. Are you with your mom and dad? Dad. The what you would consider the founding fathers, they're an energetic. They're a big energetic thing on their own, and they spend their time trying to be the keep the stability of the country going. Completely changing metaphors. The keel on the ship, just the high waves, so it won't capsize. They're and it's like they're up on like a dais where they'd be talking amongst themselves, and she's like at normal level, but she's like, no, my father's right there, and she's helping energetically. She's helping make sure he's okay, make sure that's okay. Go over here. Her mom. Yeah, mother. The mother is around. Yeah, they're all surprisingly intact. But Alexander himself, Alexander Hamilton, he's Like my energy's there. It's almost like he heard his name and he just, but then he goes back to what he's doing. Yeah, that founding fathers energy to keep the country's energy stable, and that's their work. Pamela, she lived to 73 years in severe depression. Oh goodness. No, she's stuck. No, it's a choice. No, it's an important job. It's good work. She's not alone. There are whole, there's the energetic of the energy of the founding fathers, and then there are, it's not support staff, but it's like family members and others who help move the energy around somehow. No, she's young again. She's young again. She's got the skirts. And she moves, they swish around a little bit. Now she's doing important work. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Oh, it's something like, oh, I'm not doing it alone. I can't take credit, but you're working on it. Thank you. Another curtsy. Okay, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for me for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. I hope the rest of your day goes really well. Hang in there. I will be back tomorrow because I am here every single day of the year. I will take more of your questions. And in 2 hours at 4 o'clock, I'll be over on the Book Art Media channel to do live writing sprints. So if you are a creative writer, you are always welcome. And yeah, the link's even in the description where if you want, you could even be on camera with us. It's a big timer. This was just a big timer here. And then we're sort of here for 4 25-minute writing sprints. You can come or go. But we're over there every day. Blame Sarah for that one, but no, it's a good thing. All right, hang in there. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.